Check out the video description for details. It's Friday, August 4th. We got a bit of an abbreviated show today like we usually do on a Friday. We're going to focus mainly on Activision Blizzard's earnings, and it was about as good as I could ask for, honestly, for earnings, where they beat on everything, raised their full year guidance, but they still slipped a little. So to me, that's a wonderful sign to buy more. They actually ran up during the day. They had run up about 4%. Now they're down about 1.5% for absolutely no reason. If you look at Take-Two Interactive, their earnings that they had record earnings, and they raised their full year guidance, but they were more aggressive, whereas Activision didn't raise it as much as investors would like. So they didn't get the large pop like Take-Two did. Take-Two was up about 12%. So good news for Activision Blizzard, and another buying signal, I believe, with the stock. So this could become a target if it slides back a little bit more. Monday, Tuesday, it could be a target for this month's purchase, certainly. So let's look at the presentation that they had for the earnings. We'll kind of highlight some of the major things, and I'll pull up the transcript. I'll put a link in the video description for all of this. All right, here it is, the earnings presentation that they had during the call. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things in here. Talked about better than expected results. Did that already. Their big highlights were the Overwatch League, and we're going to see a lot of stuff about the Overwatch League here, and more engagement from all of their franchises. So let's slide through here. They always put this slide in their presentation. We talked about it before. This is how they gauge their audience, and basically if they have a steady audience level, they can gauge how much revenue they're going to have. So the MAU is the monthly active users, is what they call it, and that's a big metric for Activision Blizzard. But you'll see all-time records for monthly active users in all of their segments, all their big games, Hearthstone, stuff like that. They talk about the re-release of some of their old maps. It's interesting to see on Call of Duty, they focused on Black Ops 3 as the big winner for their Call of Duty series. So Infinite Warfare was a bit of a dud, but because they re-released some of the old maps with Zombies Chronicles, you're seeing a lot of user growth on Black Ops 3. So they have such strong titles that a couple of years after, they're still going strong. Destiny 2, they talk about better pre-orders on them. So good pre-orders for them, and Crash Bandicoot was a smash hit re-releasing that. So some of the other surprising things, World of Warcraft is back up and growing with the latest expansion. If they release a new modern version of that subscription MMO, it's going to be ridiculous for them. That's just something in the back pocket, I think, that will drive revenue huge. Overwatch League, again, you're going to see that throughout. What else we've got here? King, the user base was actually down a little bit, but people spent more money, which if they're spending more money, that's fine. Black Ops 3, talked more about that. Diablo 3, with their new character introduced there, got some more user base going, and Zombie Chronicles there. So those are some of the highlights that they talked about in that. Going down, here's the numbers, financial. I'll put a link to this, obviously, in there. One of the things that we're going to look at the Q&A here in a little bit that they did on there is they talked about reviving franchises, and one of the big ones, one of the huge ones, is StarCraft is sitting out there with some remasters coming, and that is going to be gigantic for esports and things like that. So, new buzz with World War II, Call of Duty. Destiny 2 is trending better than Destiny. They still got this little $1 billion franchise with Skylanders for kids that they can work on. Blizzard, all of their old properties are still going strong. And they've got one of the new hottest properties with Overwatch and the esports there. So gigantic IPs for them. And then you've got your casual gamer with Candy Crush and all that for King. One of the most solid lineups you can ask for. So go over to Seeking Alpha and you can sign up. It's free. It's a good way to get the full earnings transcripts, and I can only show some of this. They only allow parts of it to be put out there, but I wanted to. I'll put a link in it so you can sign up and you can get it. Like I said, it's free, but it's detailed with all the Q&A, and it's the entire transcript. Or you can go to their investor relations and listen to the call. They always put that up there. So I'm just going to go through the questions here. The questions were centered around the Overwatch League, and they talked a little bit about a 30 million person user base for Overwatch, and that's going to drive strong advertisement. They're selling the franchises for teams, so there's revenue for that. So already off to a great start with just 7 teams out there. So potential big revenue. They talked about the Destiny 2 beta and how well that went, and they were very happy with that. So the next question was on King's Reach on that. This is where they talked about it was a little bit down. They're still working on a mobile game for Call of Duty, so that'll be good. Structure of the Overwatch economics, they talked a little bit more about that. They asked them. And the revenue share, which is 50-50, that they're going to be doing that. They were talking about. And hype around Call of Duty World War II. And they talked about how popular the Zombie Chronicles was and Modern Warfare Remastered. So good buzz on doing a lot of the remasters to drive more revenue and stuff there. So those were the biggest questions that go out there. And they wanted a split of man hours for new IPs versus re-releases, and they kind of dance around the question there. But again, they reiterated how happy they were with some of the remakes. So you could see them coming, and they call out StarCraft on that. And how well Crash Bandicoot played for them. So, good stuff there from Activision. Didn't mention Nintendo Switch games or anything coming out for that. The big focus was on Overwatch League. So, good earnings report, record numbers. They're slipping. When a company reports record profits and they raise their outlooks and the stock goes down, that to me, and they still have their solid foundation across the board. That to me is a biggest signal to buy this up you could ever have. It's ridiculous to me that the stock would go down. We still like Activision stock for long term. Imagine in the future another fresh World of Warcraft coming out. Overwatch League is running on all cylinders. You have Bungie, which is one of the most creative developing companies out there. Looking back at the history of their games, Blizzard and Activision all working together with these franchises, and I see nothing but money and growth from them. Start tacking on movies and the collectibles that they're getting into. Really bullish on Activision, and a slip up here on great earnings. I think it's time to buy up more. So That's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already so you get the latest investing news for gamers. Buy up some Activision. Buy up some Take-Two. All of them are still running up. Get involved. Save your money. Invest in it. Watch it grow. Collect the dividends. They'll pay for your gaming habits, certainly. Have a great weekend, and we will see you Monday. Thanks for watching.